Welcome to 40 Days to a Better You. We're starting a new theme today, which is forgiveness. And forgiveness is hard for a lot of reasons. But in order to forgive someone, we have to give up something of ourselves. Sometimes we harbor resentment against someone for a long time because of something they did. I come from New York, where if you have a beef with someone, you have it out. Here in the South, it's more common for folks to let a resentment simmer like a brisket. And so the problem is that carrying around that anger, that feeling of having been wronged, can actually hurt you as much as it hurts the other person. It can cause you to behave in ways that are not your best self. And so, in fact, the Torah teaches us that a first step in forgiveness is being willing to be open with someone that we have a problem. Leviticus 19:17-18 says, "Don't hate your brother in your heart. Surely you shall reprove your neighbor and not bear sin as a result." The idea is that if you are feeling that someone has harmed you, you have to go to them. You have to talk to them, because if not, it will lead you astray. Because what happens if you do carry around that hatred? The next verse, "You shall not take vengeance or bear a grudge against your countrymen. Love your neighbor as yourself." So the problem is, if you walk around thinking about how someone has harmed you, you are going to end up acting out on that in ways that make you no better than the person who harmed you. So revenge. Revenge would be if someone came and said to me, "Lend me your hammer," and I said, "I won't." And the next day I said, "You know what, can I borrow your saw?" And they say back, "Well, you didn't lend me your hammer, so I'm not lending you my saw." And thus, revenge and animosity build. Or you can bear a grudge, right? So someone can say to me, "Lend me your hammer," and I don't. And then the next day I come and say, "Can I borrow your saw?" And they say, "You know what? I am going to lend you my saw to show that I'm better you non-hammer lending no good Nick." So here's the thing. If you carry a resentment around, you end up causing even more harm. The negativity builds. And meanwhile, that other person may not even know that they hurt you. They may not even know that it's a problem. And so therefore, you are magnifying that hurt by carrying it around and maybe even acting on it. So as we enter this season of repentance and forgiveness, perhaps take this moment to think about a grudge that you're bearing, to think about someone who has harmed you in your heart, and how you might take your step to begin mending that and give them the chance to ask for forgiveness. We are 15 days from Rosh Hashanah and 25 days from a better you.